back. Let me get into it right away. I think people have a fundamental problem with listening to other people. And what I mean by that, with tuning out versus toning out somebody, is when you tone out somebody, somebody is saying something to you that you don't like the way they're saying it to you. It's almost like, how you have some people that will scream at you as opposed to just talking to you right in front of their face, and they just want to holler at you like, you did something to them. Or they may come at you in a passive aggressive way where it's like they'll say something smart to you before they tell you the information that comes out. That is an example of toning when you're like not wanting to listen to somebody because you automatically are triggered by the way that that person presents themselves. Now, tuning out a person is a little bit different because you're tuning out the person because you either don't like the person or you don't like the information that that person gets the source from. In other words, they could be telling you the 100% truth about something, but because the way that they get their source, let's just say, oh, they got the source from a person you don't like or a group you don't like or, just anything, just something you don't believe in, so you automatically dismiss anything that that person says, or because you don't like the person, you know, they may have done something to you indirectly, or you might have thought that they presented themselves in a certain way. It's like you just automatically dismiss everything that that person has to say, meaning that you're just tuning out that person, no matter how they can, they can come out warm and fuzzy. They can come out like a grandma or grandpa, and they're nice to you as nice can be. But because that source that they used, it's like, I just don't want to hear anything he or she has to say. So, what I'm going to tackle first is toning out a person. So, when you're toning out a person in general, it's like somebody's telling you information. It could be, we'll just go on the side of that person is being honest and being truthful. We're not going to go into the lie of it. I'm not doing this video about somebody lying to you. That's a whole different subject matter. Both sides, I'm just going to tell you that that person is being honest and truthful with you. And I'll go on a small scale, and I'm going to try not to make the video too long here. So, when you're toning out a person because the person talks to you in a manner to which you're not comfortable with, you don't listen to what they have to say because they either loud or they're aggressive or they could be passive. It's like that person doesn't talk with confidence at all. So you tend not to listen to them because you believe it's a lie or that person is forced to say something, and it might not necessarily be true because it doesn't trigger you as something that's being truthful. So let's just say you're having a conversation with a person and, the person just tells you directly, your breath stinks. You need to either take one of these mints that I have in my hand and actually put them in your mouth and use them, or you need to go and brush your teeth or use some mouthwash or something. But it's terrible. It's trifling. I can't take it anymore. That then you have an adversarial response to it, and it's like, oh, why did they have to say it that way and all of this other stuff? It's true because, it's like, hold up, you get in a lot of reflection heat there. But the thing of it is, you didn't like being challenged or you didn't like the way they said it. And, fundamentally it's true. But you still don't do the mint and you got your paste, toothbrush, mouthwash, whatever is right there. You just refuse to do it because that person said it and it hurts your feelings. So then going forward, it's like you're just going to resist that person unless they say it right to you. Now, if they said it to you in such a way where they whisper it in your ear, like, your breath is kind of nuclear here, can you, you know, why don't I give you this mint and, you can make that disappear? Or why don't you just, go ahead over there and brush your teeth or whatever, and it should, take care of that, or gargle, use mouthwash, whatever you got to do. But, I'm just telling you, I'm not trying to insult you. I'm trying to, look out for you. And then you like the way they said it, and then it's like, oh, thank you, and then you go and brush your teeth, or you go and take the mint or whatever. I mean, that's toning information. It's like, that what they're saying is correct, but you just accept it because they said it to you in a nice fashion. Now, we go on to the tuning side of things. All right. So, you don't like person X because you've always had bad interactions with them. But person Y is telling you what person X is saying. So you automatically dismiss the information because person X is saying it to Y, and Y is telling person A, which is you, and you're like, I don't care what that person say. I don't want to hear anything that person has to say. They can't tell me nothing. I'm done with them. Okay? Perfect example is like anybody that the View interviews that they don't like. They automatically drown them out. You know what I'm saying? That person could be telling them the second Gettysburg Address that they wrote and it could change humanity forever or whatever. But because they are a person that they don't like, whether it's, a political party, whether it's a religious belief, or they're the wrong color for the message, anything. And it's like they automatically tune out whatever that person's saying because they just simply don't like the person. They could be saying the right thing, but then if a person that they like says the exact same thing as that person, they'll give the person they like that credit. That's exactly right. It's like, damn it, that's just what I was thinking too. So you automatically have this lever in your head that because you don't like the person, you don't like the source of the information, you already have a bias against the information. People need to start listening to what's being said and kind of eliminate the source sometimes. You only use the source to validate something after you reviewed the information, because just like the old saying goes, a broken clock can be right twice a day. A fool can always say something smart at some point. We need to be better in this world of listening to people, even if we don't like what source they're using, because it could be the exact thing that needs to be said, or that information is actually correct and we need to start responding to some of that stuff. Now, if it was proven factually incorrect or whatever, okay, you listened, you verified it, and it's like, okay, what you told me was a whole bunch of BS, leave it alone. We also need to listen to the people, even though we tone them out, because sometimes they could be telling you relevant information too. You just don't like the way they say it, and you don't feel warm and fuzzy because they told you that. But start listening to what's being said and not the tone of what's being said and the source, and validate stuff for yourself and verify stuff for yourself, because you could be missing out on a whole lot of stuff or a whole lot of issues that could happen because your ego and pride got in the way of you trying to listen to somebody, you know. And I see a lot of that in this world, that people are so quick to dismiss stuff because of their feelings or because of who's saying what or the source of what's being said instead of them validating the information. And then they're so shocked if that source actually gave them right information that they overcompensate by saying, oh, that person always knows what they're talking about. So when you do validate and it does come out right, then you tend to go the other way and validate them too much. Like, oh, that person always knows what they're talking about. No, you just need to evaluate the information that you get from that person at that time, not every time. Because not all of the stuff they're going to say is true. But you have to take the time to step back and hear what's being said and then check, does this make sense? Does it pass the logic test? Does it pass the smell test? Whatever test that it is, at least test out the information that you have to see if it actually is true. And then we'll have a lot less stupid people in this world because people will finally start checking sources and start checking information a lot better because they stop eliminating, oh, it feels wrong, or I don't like such and such. Stop using bias every single time and start listening. If it makes sense, then it's good information. If it doesn't make sense, it's bad information. That's all I got. Until next time.